Hello. So, I have a lot of things to say, but the first video I wanted to make was going to be about hair and my tips and tricks. There's only a few, so for having healthy hair when you are a swimmer in a chlorinated pool or even a saltwater pool. Salt water is better for your hair, but it's also like salt water over time. Like it it might give your hair like beachy waves, like bouncy, you know. But that's because it's like drawing all the moisture out and it's like making your hair super light. Um, but like you don't want to constantly draw the moisture out. I mean, getting out of the ocean a couple times like isn't gonna do anything crazy, but if you're like spraying salt in your hair all the time, that might actually be doing a lot of harm. Anyway, not to go off on that, but so I am going to go about this in a no shampoo way. A lot of people say no poo, but I've heard that in like subtitles, like if you're watching this in a different language, it'll say like no shit, like poo, you know what I mean? But it's shampoo, shampoo, you know? Anyway, that's that on that. So, yeah, not shampooing your hair, that's something that I was doing a few years ago pretty seriously, and then I did go back to using shampoos, but not very often. Um, it was mostly just like even Dr. Bronner's and like no conditioner. Um, and then um, my stylist, who I just started seeing like a couple years ago, inspired me to go back to doing no poo. And at first I was like, yeah, like I remember I did this and like was really about it, so I did it again. And then like I was swimming, so I would shampoo my hair whenever I swam. Um, and I feel like even I think you can protect your hair from the chlorine before you even have to shampoo it out. This is going to be the method for that. So, with no further ado, just a couple of tips for you. So, the first thing would be wear a swim cap. Wear a swim cap. That is the number one thing you can do. I mean, you really do protect your hair. Like, I've gotten out of the pool, um, and like nothing has gotten to like certain areas of my hair that first from the pool. Like it does get a little water under there, but like you can have completely dry spots as well with a cap, if you're wearing it correctly and if it's the right size. Um, but another thing that you can do, this would all be in combination with a cap. Um, the second thing you could do, which helps a lot, is take a shower before you get into the pool. So basically the hair is going to like absorb the moisture that it's in. So if it's going to be absorbing the chlorinated water or the salt water, like that's getting into all of your hair. So like your hair is like becoming it in a way, you know? So you always want to take a shower in fresh water if you can. If it's a chlorinated city water, like what are you going to do? It's definitely less chlorine than the pool. So that opens up your hair and your hair absorbs the moisture that is not heavily concentrated with things that are going to damage your hair. So your hair already has the water content, so it's not looking for more. You know, you can't like fill it up more than a sponge, I guess. So that's the second thing I would do. The third thing I would do is use oil before you go into the pool. This You do not want to do this in access for sure, because basically your swimming cap could like slip off. That's something that would happen if you put too much oil in your hair. And I think I do have a little bit of a hesitation with saying this because make sure you use like an oil that's not gonna like go rancid because you're getting into a pool, you know, like you've definitely showered and you've gotten a lot of your gross human oils off. So I mean, it's honestly it's better than that. A little bit of oil from I don't know, like maybe like um jojoba oil would be good, or like um I use like an almond seed oil sometimes. Um Argan oil, that's like really slippery though. So you got to be careful with the oil. Get an oil that's right for you. um so and that's gonna like, I mean, this is a good way to protect your skin also, is to put this oil on your skin. And swimmers, they experience chafing in the water. I mean, especially if you're gonna take all the oils off in the shower with like soap, um like your natural oils, you'll feel like your armpits like will start to chafe, and like because you're like constantly like rubbing. But if you put like a little oil on your skin, like that's not going to happen. And then again, like you're sealing yourself off, like you're absorbing the moisture and then you're sealing it, so it's going to be harder for more to get in basically. So those would be my main tips. If you want to go a little more extreme, like all I have done with my haircut actually is I have it so like right near the base of like my hairline, I have it pretty short. And this is like all the way around my head. I don't know if you can see it. Um, but this is a haircut that I have for the main reason is because my cap can't cover my entire like hairline, you know, like there is a little bit of a gap where like the water gets to, and the hair along my hairline becomes like extremely um it's like very like strange feeling. Like it does not feel like the rest of my hair. It's like super like dry, and like it wants to like look like a bird's nest, or like a moth nest. I don't even know. It like wants to just like be like this weird little thing in the back, and it like feels like nails on a chalkboard when you like pull at it. It's very strange. So I have a haircut that prevents hairs from hanging out outside of the cap, you know? Because sometimes they really do shock the pool. Like they'll put a lot of chlorine in it. Like a lot of pools are of course regulated by really competent people, but that doesn't mean that, you know, like maybe you ended up going the day that they filled the chlorine again. So like there's times that you are going to be exposed to a lot of that. It's just kind of the nature of the sport. So here were my tips to keep your hair healthy when going in a water. Hopefully this summer. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.